Hello, and welcome back to Maracuyaaaaaaaa. I told y'all I could do better. I got a microphone. Breathing. Taking a breath. I'm outside. I think the lighting might be even better up here, but it is a little bit sunny, so don't mind me if I'm being a little bit too extra with the shades. I'm just going to do whatever I feel like and be whoever I feel like being. Sometimes taking action and forcing yourself to work hard to push through it actually is counterintuitive, because what you need to do is rest, relax, rejuvenate. Same thing with starting this channel. I just started it last week, and now I'm already making my second video, and I have upgraded my audio, as you can hear. Yeah, we got the Hollywood sign. It's a little bit windy. It's a beautiful day, though. We've had rain recently. And yeah, it just feels like the city's needed, just after the fires and everything, rain. And anyway, I digress. My name's Kristen Ford. Welcome to Maracuyaaaaaaaa, where we talk about spirituality, personal development, all the woo-woo stuff, putting it into practice. I'm a musician, an actor, and a writer. And today I wanted to talk about doing less and achieving more, or the illusion of hard work as a virtue. It's really easy to come to this conclusion that working hard is virtuous. We're taught A for effort. People who are coming from money and everything was handed to them is kind of, they're looked down on. They're silver spoon, they're nepo babies, they're freeloaders. If you earn something, it's got way more valor than if you just stumble upon something. And that's interesting, because isn't being alive a gift? And isn't, when you're talented, you're gifted? Or it feels really good to give a gift? And why not just receive if there are gifts available to be received? And those gifts might be in the form of energy. It might be a place to stay. It might be a learning experience. Like getting a scholarship is considered somehow better because it's like merit-based than just having mom or dad like give you the money. But it's ultimately the same thing. I picked up along my physical experience this idea of it's really good to work hard. And I saw my dad working 2 jobs sometimes. He worked full-time day job, and then he also worked overnights. And that was like virtuous. That's how you show up in the world. That's how you contribute in a way that's meaningful. And there have been times when I've worked double shifts as a waitress, or I picked up extra hours at the factory, and I've worked 16-hour day, 20-hour day, and I come home and I'm absolutely exhausted, but I feel a sense of achievement. Like, I really did something today. I really did something of value today. That's interesting, because we can definitely look at single moms who have 3 jobs, who are working so hard, who are putting themselves through night school, who are just barely scraping by. And we can look at someone like Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, and it seems like he just needs more and more and more money and more power. Or I can't imagine how much money like Zuckerberg makes in a day. But, you know, he's contributing to so many millions of people's lives experience that, you know, maybe there is something to be said for it's just like energy. I feel like there is a lot to be learned from chilling out more. Chill more. Because sometimes when you're procrastinating something, it's actually you're intuitively being aided from misfortune. Something that happened to me was in 2020, I had finished recording a record, and okay, it's 2020, it's time to release the record. I should really be booking a tour for the summer. I kept procrastinating it. I kept getting in my own way. It was like pulling teeth. I'd booked lots of tours before, but for some reason, this album release tour, I just didn't feel like doing the work. I never really buckled down and did it. I wound up booking like 1 show, which when COVID hit in March, the whole world, if you can remember, it just like slammed shut, and it shocked everyone. And I had this 1 show cancellation, which enabled me to get some musician grants, to get on unemployment, where I was able to get into the recording studio, continue making music, live stream stuff. It didn't really stop me. I just was creating in a different way, and I actually had more material abundance. But rather than having invested all of that time and energy in booking a tour that I would have had to just cancel, because some of those clubs didn't make it through the pandemic. Some of them might not be booking the same type of acts 2 years later. My goals were different. The record was in a different place. And I wound up, when I finally did go on tour for that record and it finally did come out and I was promoting it, I wound up playing the fateful show where I met Ani DeFranco and I got my record deal. So if I hadn't procrastinated doing what I should have done, then maybe I never would have wound up where I'm at now, which I'm very grateful to be in the rabbit hole where I am. Another thing about just chilling out is sometimes when you're in a really bad mood and you're like, I just have to muscle through this, I have to finish this project, I have to do it now. You're putting all of that like negative energy into it. And sometimes it's like you wait until the last minute and then there's just like a crazy deal on the flight, or your friend said, you know what, that's so funny that you call me right now because I was just thinking about you and we had this thing scheduled for months but it just fell through and I'm so glad you called me at this moment. I don't know, maybe I'm speaking way too vaguely, but sometimes when you are getting in your own way about doing something, the best thing you could do would be Abraham Hicks talks about just chill out, get yourself in a good feeling place, go general about it, take a nap, read a book, have a bath, go get a massage. If you're lucky enough to just go get a massage on a whim, great. Oh, there's my resistance around that. I guess that would be nice, you know? It's not an unachievable goal. It's just maybe not super comfortable for me to imagine just saying, oh, I'm frustrated, I'm going to go get a massage. But hey, maybe you need to take that time to relax, release some tension out of your body. And then when you go to apply yourself, it's actually going to work out so much better. Breathing, taking a breath. We often don't even take the time to breathe because we're just going, running, running, running. And I notice this in meditation when sometimes which I can get it deeper into meditation in like a different video perhaps, but I'm so busy trying to actively fix problems that I can't even just like chill out and sit there and just have nothing going on right now. And if you look at animals, like if anybody has dogs in their lives, when they get in a little scruffle or they're barking or they're like, whoa, something happened, when they're done, they always like shake their body out to remove the tension from their body. And Eckart Tolle talks about this with ducks, where they'll get in fights and then afterwards they'll just kind of shake their feathers off and move about their day because they need to release that tension, and now they're like back into the present moment where they're like, okay, new scene, not worried about it. So sometimes taking action and forcing yourself to work hard to push through it actually is counterintuitive, because what you need to do is rest, relax, rejuvenate. Yeah, that's something that's been a difficult lesson for me, and I'm still trying to learn it all the time. It also is extremely efficient chilling out sometimes, because what you want to do is actually inspired action, where you feel really inspired to take a walk, or you feel really inspired to go have coffee with this person that knows about writing screenplays, which is something you're interested in doing. And on the surface, it can feel like, well, that's a waste of energy, that's a waste of time. How is that going to equal paying the bills tomorrow? But that's not how the universe works. Sometimes you're like pre-paving, you're lining it up. You're making a decision and then you're aligning with how it's going to work. I signed up for an acting class today, and I had audited a few different acting classes in LA that just felt really weird, really culty, really maybe gimmicky. And I just didn't feel like this is actually going to serve me. And the class that I went to today, it was just resonating completely, where I thought, this is where I need to be. It was recommended by a friend. It was recommended by a former teacher. And then the concepts they were talking about, their methodology, the community, it felt like it was going to work for me. So I've made a decision to sign up for the class. I don't know how I'm going to pay for it past this first 2 weeks, but I'm committed. I'm going with it. And that is more chill than forcing myself to think of every possible way that I could make the money and hem and haw about if it's the right time for me to take classes, even though I've been unhappy with not being in a class, and I've been wanting to be back in acting class. I've been wanting to find a studio. This studio aligns with me, so just committing to the decision and saying, I'm going to leave how to the universe and just let it go is actually the most efficient use of my time. Same thing with starting this channel. I just started it last week, and now I'm already making my second video, and I have upgraded my audio, as you can hear. It's been cool to see the reaction and the feedback. And I also noticed that I've gotten a little bit greedy where I'm like, oh, some people have watched the video. Maybe I should be posting this. Maybe I should be making or TikToks, or I should be expanding it. And it's like, no, don't run out ahead of it. Take it chill. Do less. Do less. Be more aligned. Be more free. Be more in the moment with what is calling to you, and the right things will present themselves to you. Like these clouds, they're not always over LA, but I'm really glad that I'm capturing this beautiful day today. There's a fire alarm thing going off over there. Hopefully you can't hear it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, drop a comment, maybe even share with a friend if you think somebody else would get into it, and it helps us grow. All right, love and light. Until next time.